Hello and welcome back to the colony with Man of the Antz. We are back in Empires of the Undergrowth. We are attacking a giant wolf spider. I don't know where they're trying to get to. Why? I'm a bit lost as to what's going on. Are we actually attacking their nest at the moment? Is that what that is? This is going to remove that for the minute. Is that the green? I mean, I can't go down there. It must be, right? It must be. Yeah, so the threes are going for this lovely fish, but they're having to deal with these annoying things over here that spawn in really, really rapidly. Really, really rapidly. The greens look like they're a bit stuck at the moment, which is fine with me. There's a few random enemies, like leaf cutters and stuff over here. I don't know what's going on there. Or why the leaf cutters would be bothered about why they're going into this nest. I'm very confused as to what's happening, I'll be honest with you. I always feel like I can't zoom out as far as I used to be able to, but I don't know if I'm just making that up. Let's send the twos over there. So, there were a few useful comments on the last video. Fours, why don't we just mash you down here and you can take care of this spider. So I don't normally, back in the day I used to go through a lot of, like, all the comments pretty much straight away, but I haven't done that for quite some time just because of the number of comments that I get on my videos these days. It made it quite sort of untenable to continue that practice, reading out all the comments every time. But there were a few really useful comments on the last video. I say really useful, some of them were maybe not what you'd class as useful, but they were very informative or appreciated. Maybe we'll go with appreciated. We're going to start off with Dirty Devil Dog, who's the entire reason we are back here with the Trapjaw challenge in Freeplay. So I was umming and ahhing about whether to do the Trapjaw challenge in Freeplay, whether to carry it on or not. And Dirty Devil Dog commented on the last video and said, I'd be happy with an 8-part series in this. So that is why we are here. That is why we're going to continue on with this for a little bit. I think someone, I can't remember, was it Jay? I'm going to have to scroll up and find them now. Said that they would just, James said just call it a draw. But apparently we're not going to do that. We're going to carry on for the moment. So we killed the spider, but then some target beetles arrived. One person suggested building another group of Trapjaws, which would be wonderful, except for the fact that we have sort of exhausted our numbers here. So if we build any more Trapjaws, it's going to cost us, or any attacking ant, 1,400 for a Trapjaw, or 2,800 for an army ant, which is just really not a feasible thing for us to be doing at the moment. Something that someone did say though, which I haven't really thought of for some reason, is I don't know why there are enemy leaf cutters just wandering around. Start using your workers. Make more workers, start using more workers. Send some workers along with your ants when you attack stuff. Because, you know, why not? You've got them. If they're upgraded to level 3, it's not like they're entirely weak. So start using them. So I think that's a pretty good suggestion. Someone had a pretty good little strat for attacking the green's nest, which we've had a bit of a go at. So they said, go down there and send a group with the attack turned off into one of the food stores just next to the nest entrance. We're about to run out of, or fill up on food. Just doing a random few upgrades of anything we can to start with. So just trying to think of the best place to put like another. It's going to have to be here, isn't it? Let's do that. And while they are, that's not what I meant to do. And then when the enemy attacks you with their ranged units, you can sneak in behind with the other ones. I can't quite remember the layout of the green nest, but I'm just going to assume that makes sense. But yeah, so that's kind of an interesting little sneaky idea. The water's about to rise. The only thing we have down there are group 4. So we're going to bring those back. That chamber's been built, so we're going to put down a full 19. In fact, we may as well just do a few more as well, eh? Got plenty of food. Why not? Whole bunch of workers because they cost nothing, and then we're going to upgrade all of them. So they do still cost us the same. Yeah, they still cost us just 20 food for the workers. We're going to need speed tiles along there.
The workers have done all they can to improve this highway.
So that one's probably not going to get any bigger, but we could increase this group a bit more. And continue increasing this one. some point, I'm guessing we're going to hit like a cap on the size of the... Yeah, see, the cost is going up already, look. So it's up to about 90, which isn't too bad for the moment. But it's going to get to a point where that's going to be really, again, just not a feasible way to continue doing anything. So it's going to upgrade all of these. Just going to focus on keeping these upgraded. We have spent a couple of thousand food. We might have to get more food stores in place, though, just so we actually have something to do. In the meantime, of course... Thank you. Yeah, we'll leave the 1s over on this nest. 3s can come down there. 4s, what have we got? Got some things there. Beetles there. Let's going to send the 4s over there, I think. That seems like it's a nice little food spot. We'll send them down there, I suppose, actually, in the meantime. So yes, we've got a couple of potential ideas. Whether they'll work or not, whether they'll be feasible, who knows. Right, let's dig out some more. We'll be a little bit more cautious with the amount we dig out. We don't know how far we're going to be able to go with creating more workers. There's going to be a point where we are essentially unable to make any more because of the amount of food it's going to cost. Well, let's increase the size of our food stores just a little bit because we can't actually increase them much. We could sneak this food store up here, which would be a very weird sort of layout.
The workers have done all they can to improve
Let's
these
increase the size of these. In the meantime, have you got... We can do those just for fun.
The workers have done all they can to prepare this.
Keep an eye on the costs. Yeah, it's up to 139 to 186. Which, again, isn't too bad. Well, 4s, if you make the way down the rest of that ramp, you might actually be able to help out. 2s go over there and help out over there, because I'm assuming you're done. An uber creature has spawned over here.
An extremely powerful predator is nearby. The colony
not seen the greens for a while either. I might just send everyone over there. We'll just see how we fare against it, right?
The workers have done all.
Whilst they're making their way over there, we'll upgrade as many of these as we can. A couple more in there. Should probably put them somewhere, shouldn't I? Should we put them on group 3? Why not? So we have hit the uber creature. We may as well go for it. As long as the greens are stuck in their nest, we may as well do something useful out here. So we'll have a go at doing this, see how we do. I'm going to move the markers so they are right on him. Done a little bit of damage. We don't have a lot coming out at once, as they must have killed a lot at once when they first got there. Trying to decide whether this is... I mean, there's so much food over here. If we can actually take him out, not only is he worth like 1,000 or so. The thing is, though, are we going to be doing the work for the greens? And in the meantime, our food is ticking down. So I think we're going to abandon that for the moment. I'm going to spread our forces around a little bit in other directions. Now, it may be that the greens actually leave their nest in a minute and they'll go after that. And they can do some work with trying to take him down. We did a little bit of damage, but bearing in mind how many ants we lost getting there, probably not the most reasonable use of our resources right now. There's a few tiger beetles around. We're taking care of those. Little bits of food. There's not really a proper food source at the moment, which is mild enough. I suppose there's all this down here. Let's send the 3s down here. I really do want this. I really do want this. Let's see if we can just get one big group ready to go in one massive bundle. And then we'll go from again. The greens are... I don't know if the greens are just bugged out. I think they might have bugged out. Where is he? Oh, there he is. Thought we just completely lost him for a second. So I'm going to turn off their food gathering. And then we're going to charge forward and see if, in a bit more of a massed group, without going to gather any food, we can do a bit more damage to him. In the meantime, the 3s are doing pretty good down there. The 1s are gathering food from around here. He's down to about half health, that's not bad.
The workers have done all they can to prepare this brood chamber.
There's a couple more upgrades we can do here and there. Done a little bit of damage. I wouldn't say it's a vast amount of damage, but it's a little bit of damage. What's this down? Oh, it's a tiny little tiger beetle. It had a big old red square. I thought it was going to be important. Oh, is that some of the 4s that got held up taking care of that? It is. Oh, that's interesting. That would have slowed us down significantly. Yeah, slowed us down a lot to the point where he wiped out everything that was attacking him, actually. But we're back en masse. He's down to about a third health, maybe a quarter now. It's not all that bad. That's not all that bad. Any other upgrades we can sneak in? One there, one there. That'll lead to another one there. One there. One there, one there. Tiny bit of extra food storage, and that'll give us another one there. Sort of irrelevant, but, you know, take what you can get, right? We're getting there, we're getting there. I'm going to keep it going. We're not losing too much food too rapidly at the moment, so I'm going to leave them going over that way. 3s may as well just sneak down a bit further and take care. In fact, 3s may as well, actually. Is there anything down here? There really isn't, is there? What if I tell the 3s to go over... Well, that's interesting. That's interesting. I'm going to just try and maybe... A lot of the 3s are already down there, I suppose.
An extremely powerful
so that's 2 uber creatures have spawned.
The colony would do well
in really short succession, really. That's just how far we're into the difficulty now. 171% difficulty we're on. So the 3s are going to try to deal with this on their own, but look how fast that cricket attacks. And it's like one shot in the greens, as in the nursery worker ants. Unsurprisingly. Right, let's turn on the food gathering for those, and let's move a bunch of them into the 3 group to go help over. Oh, there's 3,000 food. What are we even going to do with 3,000 food? We might want to just pull the 3s back again until we have a mass of ants to attack with, because it is just, we haven't touched it at all yet, look. Or so we have, that's a lie, there is a tiny, tiny little bit there. There's got to be a few there now, right? Let's go for it. Let's go for it. Turn off their food gathering. Where are you going? Don't you go up to where my food source is. Don't you go up here. I will be displeased with you, should that occur. Still no greens yet. That's crazy. So we should have a lovely, huge mass of ants coming in. Some of them have got confused and got stuck there, which is, oh no, we're going to lose them to the water. That's a shame. Again, not really need through. We may as well. We're not going to kill him in 49 seconds. So let's just pull them all back. Should we just send like everyone down here? Let's do that instead. Are any of them going to get pulled into a fight with him? Yeah, so they're dead, but hey ho. Where are the 2s? Let's move one of these back into a 2 group so we have a little bit more finesse over the control of our empire of ants. So we could expand these workers a little bit more, just see how much more we can get out before the cost becomes too prohibitive. It's up to 200. That's still not, when it starts getting to like more than 200. Why can't I? Oh, if I'm actually out of food. Oh, I can't do anything because I'm out of food. That's actually really badly planned of me. The food gathering for the 3s was still off, which is my bad. That does not help matters much at all. Right, so the tide has been and gone. What has that left us with? Nothing. Like, is that a difficulty thing, or it's just like, you now have no food sources, enjoy yourselves? Oh no, there's some seeds there still. That's not entirely horrible. Let's send the 2s down there. We're just going to let them gather food for a little bit. Maybe 200 for a worker is at the point where it's a little bit too prohibitive for us. And we do have this space to fill though, and I don't want to not fill it. But spending like 1,000 on a few workers just seems like it does seem a bit crazy, doesn't it? So what we really want to do then is just let some food build up and then just go attack the green before the tide comes in again. That's really what our plan is at this stage. We may as well just focus everyone down here. Oh, is that... Either the Uber creature's body despawned, or we already collected 3,000 food. Which I don't really believe. Call me cynical, but I don't think we collected 3,000 food. We just lost that. So that is a lot of dead ants sacrificed. And I think probably not for a worthwhile number of kills. Mild shame, but hey-ho. So we'll just let them gather a bit more food. Where else have we got food? May as well push them down here a little bit more. Oh, not the 2s. I wanted to leave the 2s over here. Don't go, 2s. You stay there. What else have we got? 2s go down there, perhaps? Start getting some of this stuff. Take that route. There's a bit of food there. Maybe we'll send the 4s down there. 3s down here a little bit. There's a little bit of food. Greens are still just stuck in their nest, weirdly. I don't get what's going on with the greens at all. There's all sorts of fights going on, but as long as we are going up in food, I'm not too concerned. I am going to leave that for now.
The workers have done all
Which
they can.
group is it? This... Oh, they're in the nursery group anyway, actually. We should probably swap those 2 over, shouldn't we? What are you attacking? Oh, it's the woodlouse. I see. Oh, that's gone. The ones are doing nothing right now. That is not ideal for us. That is not ideal for us at all. Oh, there's that there. Maybe we'll go for that. Because the 4s are dealing with that. There's that one there as well. I might send the 2s back to this plant. Because it seems like there's so much over there that it's not become particularly useful. The 3s can go to that aphid nest at the moment. In fact, it's probably about time that we considered launching another attack, isn't it? So I think what I'll do is I'll stick those on the 2s. I'll bring the 2s and the 4s over here. We'll give a chance for our armies to amass. The 1s are going to really struggle against him. Let's send the 1s. I mean, anywhere the 1s go, they're going to fight something, aren't they? I might just put the 1s back in the nursery group for now. Just take them out of the equation. If something like this happens, that's not too bad, because at least we know the army ants are going to be taking the similar routes to them anyway. Okay, let's send in the 4s first. In fact, we'll just send them all in together, I think, and we'll just see what the layout of the land is when we get down there. I see, yeah. So let's turn off their attack and see if we can sneak some of those in there, or are they going to be grabbed straight away? These ones over here are a massive problem for us. So we managed to sneak in a very small handful of ants. A very small handful of ants. All the others are getting caught in an attack immediately. So we're going to have to wait for them to arrive for anything useful to happen. In the meantime, they don't seem to come into this, and they don't seem to be bothered about tracking down ants that have snuck into the nest. They must know we're there, but they don't care enough to do anything about it. So it could work out okay for us. I mean, they still have a lot of ants. They still have a lot of ants, and they have a lot of pretty developed eggs, which are likely to just hatch magically because they can. Very hard to tell what's going on there, isn't it? Just absolute chaos. So if this really doesn't go anywhere this time, then we will probably call this video, or this run, this attempt. So we've ended up still with just a very small handful down there. Yeah, there's so many range for just getting destroyed the second we do anything. This sort of stuff isn't really helping all that much. And they are carrying food back, which, well, because the 2s haven't got any attack on, they're just sacrificing themselves essentially, aren't they? Let's turn the attack of the 2s on, I think, for the moment. It's night time as well, which isn't helping. So I think what I'll do is I'll probably say 2s and 4s just muster outside. If you get there, there may be enough around that we're held up significantly anyway. In the meantime, we are gathering quite a lot of food, which isn't a bad thing. It's a hermit crabs around. We might need to wait until day until we do a... I mean, the enemies are getting a bit crazy now, aren't they? There are a lot of them around. Have we got a fairly large muster? No, we really don't. We really do not have a large muster outside at all. Yeah, there's too much around at the moment, I think, for us to consider really making our way down towards the green's nest. So we'll use the night just to focus on sort of food gathering, clearing a path, getting rid of all these pesky creatures. May as well put those back in their own group for the moment. Tiny little spiders around as well. Look. I do love them. I do love them. Okay, so you guys clear up the sort of nest entrance, our foyer, if you like. There are a lot of workers around, a lot of level 3 workers, so that's quite a formidable little defense on its own. That's a very healthy looking little area down there, actually. Let's get down there and defend that. I want that. Let's make sure the ones are still gathering the food from that hermit crab. We're going to go down here pretty much en masse and just really try and defend this from these annoying ladybirds. And little tiny spiders are spawning as well. Yeah, that's a nice little area. Plants and aphids, and it looks like a healthy aphid nest as well, which is... don't often get a healthy aphid nest. The ones may as well go up there and just grab that food. I mean, that's a good chunk of just free food, essentially. The greens definitely seem to have bugged, and they are just refusing to leave their nest. They are also being attacked, which is lovely. But then again, it makes very little difference, because what's it going to do? What's it going to do? They're just going to spawn more things for free. Oh, that's mild. I suppose it was inevitable, wasn't it? But it's a mild pain. We'll just let them do what they can. For now, there's no point in really tracking down any other food like those wood lice or anything. May as well just... let them go down here, get what they can, and then we'll pull them back before the water rises. There are so many enemies around, it's getting crazy. 181% difficulty. Does the difficulty scaling have any impact on... oh, everyone go back. My bad. On enemy colony difficulty? Does it increase like their health or anything annoying like that? Or does it just affect non-ant colony enemies, like the level spawns? But managed to get everyone out in time, which is nice. We've got 7,000 food, which is just preposterous. It's absolutely preposterous. The water has risen. The water has gone. The queen is in what? Cheeky spider came into my nest. Now, while I said these are fairly formidable, not so much against a wool spider. They're going to do very, very little to a wool spider, particularly if he's just picking them off one by one in the nursery chambers there. Well, that's him taken care of. Excellent. There's so much food around, but there's so much stuff to deal with as well. And we're going to need to clear out some of these paths before we can really think about taking care of the greens again. Or having a go at taking care of the greens. There is also, in fact, that's very close. Let's go for this. Look how fast these are spawning, look. Where are my ants and why are they not? Oh, there we go. There's something else. Another spider came in. I see. I see, so it is starting to really ramp the difficulty up now. Nest invasions are plenty. We're going to let them deal with this just for a moment because it is still night. The day-night cycle is quite tough, really, isn't it? It's quite tough. I'm going to send the ones down there, see if they can deal with these. There may be enough of them to deal with the ladybirds. Oh, speaking of ladybirds, every now and then I do get a comment on the channel from someone saying that ladybird is not the correct term for them and the correct term is ladybug. Well, first of all, in the UK, no, it's ladybird. So, it may be different elsewhere in the US, but in the UK it is ladybird. But I did look up is it the etymology? Is that the word I'm looking for? Like the history behind the name? Turns out neither of those terms is correct. It is neither ladybird nor ladybug, because it is not a bug and it is not a bird. So the correct name that would be preferred as a general sort of name by the scientific community would be lady beetle or ladybird beetle as an alternative. So everyone's wrong to start with. What the main takeaway I'm going to go with, though, is that if you look at the history of the terms in the Oxford Dictionary, ladybird was first. Not by long, only by a few years, like a sort of 5, 10, 15 years or something, but the first historic usage of either of those terms was ladybird. So based on that and nothing else, I'm going to say that ladybird is the term that everyone should use. Because lady beetle sounds stupid, and ladybird beetle is even worse. No one's going to say that, so let's go with the ladybird, right? Makes sense to me. Makes sense to me. That fish is already nearly gone, and we are pretty much out of full of food again. So as we are at that stage, I will do that, but that is going to be the last of the workers I think we're going to put down.
The workers have done all they can to prepare this brood chamber.
Did I miss one? Weird. So it's now costing 300, and not quite the 1400 that the Trapjaws cost, but that's still a lot of food for a worker. Of course, we are going to get to a point where we just have the ones that caught up with hermit crabs, which is not going to help anyone. I might just pull them back there for the moment. Let's send the 2s and the 3s over in this direction to take care of this hermit crab invasion, is all I can really think of calling it. Occasional tiny spiders are not going into that nest. I thought they were, but they are not. We are down to 6,000. Our food is going down rather than up. Oh, I actually meant to send the 4s down there rather than the 3s. Yeah, so the problem we have now isn't just trying to take out the greens necessarily. Oh my word. Let's send the 2s to try and take care of this. This is why my food's being affected so badly, because this dude is just sat there. I might have to think about leaving a Trapjaw group inside just to take care of that. Look at that, just surrounding the hermit crab. That is pretty cool. It just looks like here the hermit crab and the wolf spider are sort of working together, doesn't it? The enemy of my enemy is my friend and all that. Look at you. Look at you. Disgusting. And just a pile of dead bodies in front of the wolf spider as well, which is more concerning. Because he's just picking them off as they're attacking the hermit crab. That's what he's doing. Cheeky. Cheeky. I send the 2s down there to help the 4s out. The 3s should be able to cope with that, although there aren't a lot of them around because they're getting stuck up with the food. Let's try and get rid of the... because there are now 2 hermit crabs there, plus the wolfspan. I'm finally going to send everyone down there. I'm going to send everyone down there for now. If this thing makes its way over towards this line, then it wants to sign its own death warrant. That's fine with me. But we need to try and clear this here. Still no greens coming out of the green nest, which is, you know, that's not bad for us. It's bad in that they're not helping to maintain the status quo between ants and enemy spawns, which is not ideal because there are a lot of enemies spawning. Those are dead down there, so let's send the 3s over there. Try and get some of that food. Send the 2s down there. Might send the 4s over there. Actually, let's send the 4s over there. Although there is a giant hermit crab on its way down, which is going to be yet another problem for us to deal with in a moment. Look how tough that woodlouse is. That's crazy. Yeah, this hermit crab is going to just absolutely destroy that group. Just one at a time if we don't do something about it. Oh, and the spiders come. Oh, 2 spiders come to join in. There is so much going on right now. How long is this night? This is insane. This is insane. What are we up to? 190? 187. To the point where my frame rate is being started to be affected as well. That should be fine because everyone's going to be coming in and out of there anyway as they're bringing food in and out. Oh, these guys have just got dragged down into this melee down here. Let's start bringing everyone down there. What are they even attacking? I don't know. I don't know what that was. Worth 15 food, whatever it was. Weird. Well, our food is going up quite steadily now, which is nice. We're not just sort of treading water, if you like. We'll send the 3s over there to grab that. The 2s can go over there along with the 4s, actually, because there's probably like to be a... Oh, hello. 300 food just sat down there. 4s head down there. Is it just... Does night become longer the more difficult it... Oh, they are going to get... That's... I mean, I suppose it's good. It might thin their numbers, but they're cheating... Just hatching things for free means that it's probably going to be exactly the same when we get there, regardless of the number of enemies that go down there. It is starting to get very crazy up here. I'm just going to pull everyone back, I think, because I think there's too much down there for us to deal with in the small numbers we have. Plus more and more is just spawning up here. Is it just a permanent night? Is this what we've come to? Are there any more upgrades that I can do? Or have I run out of things to upgrade now? Oh, no, I can do that one. Ping. A few over there, one there.
To prepare this brood chamber.
That's probably going to be about it, isn't it? There are enough ants that's having a fairly significant impact on my frame rate now. It's going to get rid of the 1 pheromone marker because it's sort of annoying me being there. What's going on? Oh, so the water's about to come in, which isn't a terrible thing because it will clean out the enemies that are down there. But saying that, there aren't... Oh, there are a few enemies down there. But there is lots of food, though, which is... It's a shame we're going to lose that, but hey-ho. So I think what we're going to do, as soon as the water rises and then disappears, we're going to just try charging towards the green's nest. So it looks like morning has broken. Like the first morning, some might say. Some might say. Our food stores are full, but I'm not too worried about building stuff just for the sake of building stuff, because we've got 9,000 food. That's probably enough. I don't see anything making a massive impact on anything at this stage. So I'm going to add one of those. In fact, do we need... May as well do that, right? We probably don't need like 100 ants in the nest just on egg duty. Let's just try doing that. So we've got about 140-ish. I thought the water had already risen. That was terrible. That was terribly timed. Yet, very little impact on our food at all. Very little impact on our food, which is kind of surprising. But we should have less horrible creatures spawning now that day is finally here. Although, there is a tiger beetle right there, so we're going to take care of that dude. And as soon as we have more ants down here, because I mean, that's kind of sad. That's a sad number of ants. Bear in mind, there should be 140. There's like 6 ants just there, like, where my friends at? What's going on? I don't understand. Right, that's a little bit better. Let's send everyone down. And as soon as we have visibility, 4s and 3s are going to try and sneak in here. That's the plan. 2s are going to try and hold them off. 4s and 3s are going to try and sneak in there. What's actually happening, I'm supposed to have to turn their attack off, wouldn't I? You know, what's actually happened is everyone has got completely destroyed by the disgusting ranged. And there's not enough coming in at a time now to really make any sort of impact. We do have a fairly large group coming here. Oh, a tiger beetle came down to join the party. He felt left out. So we do have a lot more coming in now, but none have made it past the front guard to actually join in with this over here. And I don't think there's enough there to actually make a difference. Because there's not enough here to last long enough to keep their focus. If there's a time, it's going to be now. Yeah, there's just not enough. There's not enough to do anything. There's like 7 or 8 ants. A few of them got dragged up there into that. So they've come down to attack the rear, but they're already gone. We just can't get enough in there. Cannot get enough in here at all. And they still have food to generate more ants with. I don't know how. Yeah, they got 1,800 food. And we no longer even have any ants down there to keep visibility of it. So we'll try going in en masse again, although we're going to lose a few little suicidal ones as they run in. How is it only costing them like 1 or 2 food to spawn a ranged unit? Oh, and there's all this. How big's this one? 1,900. So they got like 3,700. Is that what that works out to? So coming along the side and coming around behind them is a great idea in theory, just it doesn't really work in principle, unfortunately. I think, very much like James suggested, that we are going to have to call this a draw and leave it. Which is a crying shame, but the Trapjaws just do not have the oomph to take on like 100 ranged ants. They just don't. Even in the quantities and numbers that we have, they're just nowhere near enough to do anything about it. We will try one more attack. Just to, what I'll also do is I'll turn off the food gathering for all of these. We'll turn the attack back on for 3 and 4 for this one final... No, that's fine. That's what I want. That's what I want. For this one final push. So we're going to have to wait for them to clear the enemies on the way. Which are definitely getting tougher, aren't they? It definitely seems that way. There's a huge amount of ants on their way down here, and I'm just going to throw them all in one group, I think. So a couple of tiger beetles have just led the way for us. So let's come down here en masse and see if it's made any difference whatsoever. There's another chunk coming in behind us. I thought we were pretty sorted in terms of numbers, but no, they are absolutely pulverizing us. And that's 240 ants. Not at once, unfortunately, because it's quite difficult to get them all down there at once. And that food store is down to 1,700, and this food store is down to 1,800. So we've taken away about 100, 200 food with our concerted attacks, which are costing us thousands of food, because they are cheats. Yeah, so I think that is probably where we're going to have to leave this this Trapjaw only attempt. We just do not have the... Just don't have the range. Without the range, it's just basically impossible, isn't it? It really shows you how vital the ranged ants are to any sort of reasonable ant colony. Without them, you're absolutely screwed. Absolutely screwed. There is a rather large force on their way down. So we'll watch this force and see what happens there. I mean, we know what's going to happen. They're going to be absolutely mullered by a bunch of range 3, level 3 ranged ants. And they keep getting caught up in this kind of nonsense as well. Let's watch what happens here. We did get a fair few in at once as well. It's a good old bundle we've got in there. They're being slowed by some of their ranged attacks, it seems. Yeah, so there is a lot in there, actually. We might actually get rid of this first... We've actually got rid of that first wave. This is the farthest we have ever got. Wow. Is it? No, I think we may have got a bit further originally on our starting attacks. Which is great, but now we have to try and hold out while the reinforcements come in, who have now got to battle through all of these enemies that have spawned. And they're pretty much gone. And so 1,400 and 1,500. So they still have 2,900 food in there, which is crazy. And we've lost about 2,000 food because we're not actually collecting any food, remember. We disabled the food collection for all these guys. So it would take us probably at least another video or two to remove all the food from this nest. At which point they'll just start spawning their own food. I don't know why they're not collecting this food, which is right there. They got like a free, and it's actually starting to disappear. It's very poor of them, to be honest. Oh, this little cheeky dude. What are you doing? I love that. I love that. Yeah, they're refusing to collect food. They're refusing to leave the nest. So in theory, they should be really easy to whittle down and take down, but... Now an uber creature has spawned, luckily about far away.
Somewhere on the surface a strong creature stirs. It could be devastating to...
Oh, it is that one. I just didn't see that. I thought it was huge, but it didn't seem to be shiny to start with.
Great reward.
Yes, that could cause problems if it gets in the way. Yeah, I'm going to turn the food gathering back on for them because our food is ticking. We still have lots of food, but it's not going to last all that long, and yeah. I think it's going to be quite futile to continue this. It's going to take us so long to whittle down their food, and then, like I say, they can just spawn their own food, spawn their own ants for free. Also, all this food is just walking into their nest for them, which is great for them. Not as good for us. But you know what? I'm going to leave it up to you guys. You let me know down in the comments what you think. If you would like to see this battle of attrition continue, where we will just carry on valiantly trying to keep up with minimizing the enemy contacts on the surface, keeping our food stores up to 9,000. The food... Oh no, okay, right. Cancel. And whittling down the enemy's food supplies, like about 50 per attack, which costs us hundreds of food per attack. Let me know down in the comments. I'd be really interested to see. Or, honestly, I'm not sure where else we would go. Is there another idea for a challenge you would like to see that I've not yet attempted? Is there something you'd like to see me do in Empires? Let me know down in the comments, because I don't know what else I'd do, to be honest. yeah, I don't know. I've been sat here thinking to myself, I don't think I continue on with this particular challenge, but I don't know what else I'd have lined up. What I really need Slug Disco to do is to give me some more content. That's what I need. Give me them updates. Give me them extra levels. Give me them army ants. Army ants? No. Fire ants? Fire ants. That's it. Give me them fire ants. That's what I want. That's what I want to see. But probably a little way away yet, I suspect. So what difficulty are we up to? We're up to 198, so basically 200% difficulty. Our food has pretty much made it up to the top. I suppose that Uber creature got destroyed, didn't it? Which is, I mean, unless it walked into the Green's nest, that's probably a good thing for us. So yeah, gonna leave that there. Hope you enjoyed that. As I said, let me know down in the comments what you'd like to see next time around. More of this or a little bit something different. If you did enjoy this, do click that like button. That'd be fantastic. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed already. Don't forget I stream every Wednesday at 7 PM UK time, and it'd just be wonderful to see you there. If I don't see you in the stream, I'll see you next time in Empires of the Undergrowth. And as always, thank you very much for joining me.